how it goes. Guys, we are in the Go for SC2 finals here in the first WCS EU online qualifier. Happy is going up against Dayshi in a best of 5 where game number 1, yeah, okay, we didn't get to see it, but we'll get to see the rest of the series now. Happy is currently up 1-0. So yes, well, go for it, my friend. Let's do it.
We're in the game, so let's just introduce them because I am so stoked that we are actually in here now. Spawning in the top right position, we have the yellow Terran player from Team Millennium. It's Dayshi, who is apparently so dead, but understandable when they've been casting for 11 hours. And down in the lower left position, also probably quite tired and exhausted, we have the red Terran from Team Empire. It's Happy.
And I'm not going to speculate as to what happened in game number 1, but Happy doing a great job to get 1-0 ahead here. Both of these guys have played all day long. 9.5 hours to get to the point where they're qualified, and they have to play another best of 5 as well. But to be fair, there's some money involved here. 100 euros for the winner and 50 euros for the loser, so definitely worth playing for. And well, and they're going to be happy knowing that even if they lose this series, that they are still qualified for the WCS EU Premier Division, which was what everyone wanted to get into. That's the reason why we had a round of 1,024 in this online tournament, the biggest I have ever seen. The interest in the World Championship Series has been huge, and for good reason, Maddles, because that prize pool is pretty hefty, isn't it?
$1.6 million, and admittedly the dollar may not be doing as well as it has been in the past, but that is still a neat little sum of money that pretty much everyone in the StarCraft world would like to get their hands on. So based on that fact, these two have already arguably done the biggest feat of the day, but there's a big psychological aspect, even moving into WCS EU, being the guy who won the qualifier, not the guy who came second place in the qualifier. And that's something that will get brought up by casters, I have no doubt, when WCS EU occurs. But for the moment, these two are looking fairly good. We've got a gas coming down for both players, slightly earlier for Happy, both player with a barracks, so nothing to be amazed by yet or shocked by. But this is still only 3 minutes into the game. If anything crazy was happening by now, we would be screaming.
That's exactly right, and we have oh, and there we go. That second supply depot starting means that this SCV, unfortunately, from Dayshi is going to go down. The Marine is going to see to it that that happens. Oh, trying to mine a mineral before he gets out, not going to be able to do so. And, oh, very nice. Is he able to get away from the Marine for a little bit longer? It looks like he is so close to dying right now at 5 hit points. But that SCV will go down. His attempts at resistance are futile. In the meantime, we have a reactor immediately popping out of here after the first Marine from Dayshi.
So what we see now is that the reactor is coming down on the barracks for both players. The difference so far is that Happy is getting a factory, whereas Dayshi is busy securing a command center. So an economical focus for Dayshi and a tech focus for Happy. That means that Happy will be the aggressor in the early game, and he needs to do some good damage, because if he doesn't, he will fall behind.
No, you're absolutely right there. I think, of course, the factory being built directly next to this barracks as well, so it's likely we could see those swapped over for double Widow Mine production coming out of Happy early on as well. He's got the gas for it, so, and there we go. The buildings are going to get swapped as the command center gets put down. Of course, with a couple of Widow Mines in tow, as long as he has a few Marines, he should be feeling relatively safe here. Happy poking up the ramp to see what Dayshi is up to, but there are 3 Marines up top versus 2 Marines on the bottom. Not a battle he can win. So he's poked about as far as he could, but now he's going to head back home, knowing that the second command center is on its way.
So these two now really just starting to level it out. As we can see, the armory on its way down for Happy as well. So he's going to be going for a more mech style strategy. The starport just on its way for Dayshi. That in itself is going to be quite a good thing. Of course, the barracks floating across the map is a pretty good indicator to Dayshi that his opponent is going mech.
Yep, starting off with a couple of Hellions as well and continuing to build them. Now, he'll be able to get a little bit of early game harass done with these, but the armory is going to allow him to start making Hellbats as well. He may even end up researching the upgrade that allows his existing Hellions to turn into Hellbats from a factory. We'll see if he chooses to do that a bit later on. In the meantime, his command center is about to finish. Daishi's command center has already finished and is about to pop into an orbital command as well. The work supplies are relatively even, 24 to 23, with a slight earlier second mule going Daishi's way.
So, the Orbital Command floating its way down now for Dayshi. We've got Widow Mines on the way out, though, for Happy, and of course, we've seen Widow Mines throughout the day be really key in a lot of Terran's play, and really been very effective. The barracks that is floating across the map is taking a lot of damage from some Marines here, but should be able to get away to safety. The important thing, though, is it doesn't get caught on fire, because that's when you won't be able to repair it easily, but luckily, it does manage to back away safely. So, as we can see, the watchtowers being held for each player respective to their side of the map, and this just really shows about how intensive these two are playing to know when their opponent moves out.
This is actually a really important moment for Dayshi as well. Oh my goodness, look at this 6-star sense. As soon as the drop gets loaded up, I'm pretty sure he didn't see the drop, but he's sensing that a drop might be incoming. The Widow Mine gets buried, and why this is important is as follows. Dayshi has seen the floating barracks. You obviously don't tend to float a barracks unless you're going mech. So he suspects mech, which means he suspects Happy won't be pushing out for quite a while. So he wants to be the one to be aggressive here, and the Widow Mine does trigger on that medevac, but that means the Marines are getting free reign of the main base at the moment, and Happy is going down a lot of worker supply, and that's because we have a Hellion on Hellion battle over here at the natural expansion as well. And oh my goodness, Dayshi with some excellent positioning is actually winning that as well. The drop in the main base is killing off so much right now. He cannot afford to have this happen. 15 workers killed and counting right now. There are a couple of Hellbats popping out, but in the meantime, the Hellions are absolutely going to town. This drop has done so much damage here, and the medevac is still alive, now picking apart a couple of supply depots, and the Hellions still going at it, still trying to roast a couple of SCVs significantly faster, of course, than those Hellbats. It will get taken out, but so much damage has been done in the main base. 37 workers to 18 right now.
17 workers killed in that push, Jorosar, and it is still going on. The drop now coming down to the natural base. A lot is being done here. Dayshi is absolutely destroying the economy of Happy, currently sitting at 11 to 37 workers. The mules are equal, so you can't even come back in that respect. And of course, this drop still has units there. The medevac's still running around. There's the two Hellbats, and we all know from, of course, the beta how
oh
good
no,
Hellbats
he's
are.
forgotten about the Widow Mine!
Oh.
Well, that's the last time he forgets about the Widow Mine. And
Yeah.
there goes the medevac there, but the damage has been done from the drop, like you mentioned, Mattles. 24 workers killed now, and the worker supply is 43 to 15. Dayshi is happy to stay on 2 bases right now, just in case Happy ends up going for an all-in from this position, which he frankly kind of has to because of how far behind he is. But he doesn't even have enough units to really mount any serious challenge. Dayshi can just get enough army supply out that he can deal with whatever Happy is sending his way, as we see the Widow Mines and Hellbats move out across the map.
So I think it's a fair assumption to make that Happy has to do an exceptionally large amount of damage here. If he doesn't, he is going to be fighting the biggest uphill battle of probably his StarCraft career. It's only 19 to 47 SCVs. That is a big decrease in the amount of income he's going to have compared to that of his opponent. So therefore, if Dayshi can hold this, then he should be in an absolutely ace spot. And now we see the Hellbats starting to march forward. Some Widow Mines are burrowing as well for Happy, and now some Widow Mines going off for Dayshi. This is a really big push. A Hellbat blocking the escape of a lot of those SCVs. The SCVs trying to fight the Hellbat straight head up. That is never going to be too much of a good trade. We can see that Happy now have killed 20 SCVs of his opponent, and Jorosar, this is how you come back into a game.
Oh my goodness, I think he might actually come back into this. Dayshi, with the auto turret from the Raven, playing a very clutch role there, is now back, but he's still 20 supply ahead on his opponent. That was seriously so well executed from Happy. Those Widow Mines did so much damage, and Hellions, of course, just don't do that great a job of tanking compared to Hellbats. 65 to 43 supply right now. Dayshi is still ahead in workers, but he's only ahead 37 to 29 compared to the massive difference we saw before. So, well played by Happy. I'm not sure it's going to be enough, but he can certainly give it a shot.
Now, one small problem that is going to arise momentarily for Happy is the fact that currently his barracks, which is on the other side of the map, is burning down. And if that does get destroyed, he won't be able to make any more factories, and that will hurt his production a lot in the later game. But luckily, he's got 2 more in production at the moment, so it's not a really pressing issue now, but it could be in the future. As we see a Hellbat drop coming down, though, for Happy in the main base, doing a nice little bit of damage, pulling the medevac out of range of that missile turret, but it's got to be careful as reinforcements will be pulled back. The medevac gets taken out, so these Hellbats are in it for the long haul.
Oh dear, and the SCVs need to move. They can't afford to just sit around there, even landing a Viking to make sure he deals with these Hellbats, and there we go. The drop is averted. 44 to 37 in the worker supply now, and Dayshi having still a commanding supply lead.
Yeah, this is looking pretty much okay now for Dayshi, except, of course, the economy's really leveling out quite significantly. Happy is still producing SCVs, though, so that means that he is desperately trying to catch up. But these drops, this integral pressure, just should hopefully stop Dayshi from being able to push across the map, as he's trying to do right now. That means he's left very little back for defense. The Hellbat drop for Happy could do a lot of damage here, Joasa, but can Happy hold off about the push and about to hit his natural?
Yep, another 2 Hellbats, and this time Dayshi is significantly more prepared. He's not caring, though. Dayshi will send a few units to deal with that, but not actually too many here, as the push, ideally, is going to take out Happy for good. The barracks scouting out exactly what's going on here. We even have 4 tanks in this army composition. That's not going to be enough. Those Hellbats are on hold position, which isn't great when the tanks outrange you at this point. Oh, needs to be careful with that medevac. He's slowly losing it. No, it's not going to be enough anyway, and GG. Dayshi takes game number 2 and ties up this series 1-0.